Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. The Hanged Man, to start us off today. You're somebody who has sacrificed a great deal for your purpose, for your life, for other people. Okay, this is the card of sort of self-imposed suffering, right? That we have gone without certain things for the sake of something else. Either our purpose or a family member. This is a card that says that, you've been putting your needs last to take care of somebody else, that you've been sacrificing a lot of your sort of personal and private energy in order to assist with something, maybe at work, at the job, or out in the world, okay? Sometimes this is the card of going with the flow, of not offering any resistance to what is taking place, to the current of energy in your life right now. Now, we need to put this card into some context, don't we? So let's use our Dove and Serpent spread. Ooh, you've got the Magician, too. Okay, very nice. You have a 6 of Pentacles. You have a Knight of Cups. You have a 9 of Swords, okay. And you've got a 2 of Swords. Well, that makes sense. Okay. I feel like there is a point in our life when we realize that the suffering that we've endured needs to come to an end, right? And we need to invoke our magician energy, and we need to start making decisions, making choices that are going to give us a more clear path, I guess, to our success, to our life, to our happiness. Okay, it's kind of the realization that, okay, the methods of the Hanged Man aren't working anymore. We need the methods of the Magician now. So this feels like we're transitioning toward different methodology, different protocol. Here we have a 4 of Pentacles, and the Adjustment card, and a 5 of Swords makes perfect sense. And a 2 of Pentacles, which is the card of harmonious change. That we are making decisions, right? 2 and 2. Anytime we get cards of the same number, they are significant. They are connected. The 2 and the 2, right? 2 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. Making a decision in our mind, which is leading to a corresponding change in behavior. Thinking and behaving. Making a decision in our mind and then implementing it. Okay? So I feel like you really are making that decision to change the way that you've been approaching your life in a particular sense. It feels like a business thing. It feels like something official. It feels like something that maybe, I guess it could be a marriage or something. I don't feel like that's what it is. I feel this is some sort of a business or a professional commitment. Okay, or some kind of a contract or some sort of agreement. Could be your employment or something like this. Okay. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and we're just going to set this down right here with our very own Kelly Kapoor right on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. All right. Let's take a look around the room now, because we have the Hanged Man, and we've got the Magician, all in the context of this adjustment card. The adjustment card here in the position of your relationships, of your environment. I really feel like this is about you finding the right strategy. I think you're shifting gears, right? You're changing your approach. You're changing your methodology. You're changing your protocol in how you're dealing with this situation. And this is a situation where you are trying to strategically kind of navigate this relationship. Okay, the Libra energy is a card of legal stuff. It's a card of professional contracts, agreements. It's a card of, well, sometimes of compromise. Sometimes this is the card of making the right choice, right? We could still be talking about a romantic relationship, but I don't see the love here. It's like you're treating it like a business, okay? You're treating it more formally. There's not a lot of emotion here, especially when, well, we look at the cards here. There's not a lot of water energy, right? The Hanged Man, though, is pure water energy. And the Magician is what? Pure mind, right? So in a way, it kind of like is that we're shifting from this sort of emotional, go with the flow kind of, almost from this sort of not interfering, almost a Taoist approach, right? Whatever happens, happens. I'm just going to go with it, man, you know? We're switching from that to this very focused, very strategic, very planning, right? Very, very plastic, very elastic and adaptable magician energy, right? It's almost like we're going from mysticism to magic. We're going from just acquiescing to just sitting back and being the passenger and letting things evolve to then being the driver of the car. Okay? And this really could be that adjustment where I got to do things different. The way I've been doing it hasn't been working. I got to do something else, right? That's the only way that we're going to get the success that we really are after, that we know is in us and in the situation, is by being able to shift gears. Okay, being able to approach something differently. Okay. This is a card of a choice. This is a card of really trying to make the best choice, being discerning. This is our higher discernment. Trying to understand and make a decision based on what we know is the right choice, what all the information that we have, but using our intuition, using kind of our own kind of ethical or moral compass, you know, and trying to find out what is the best choice here. What is it that I really should do in this situation? So the Libra energy here, the adjustment card, is a card of choice. Yeah. How we are choosing, in this case, because this card's in the environment, it's in the position of your relationships, how we are choosing to continue this particular relationship. Relationship with your employer, relationship with the field of study, relationship with your school, your friends, your family, your pets, your plants, your lover, relationship with the world at large, relationship with your neighbors, whatever it is for you. We're approaching this this situation with different energy now. Okay, we're gonna. Well, let me point out some other things first. So we have our major. We don't have any fire. We don't have any. Well, we got a little bit of water. A little bit of water. We have air. Okay, then we've got earth, and earth. Now, is that right? Is that really 3 and 3? 1, 2, 3 on the air, 1, 2, 3 on the earth, and a little bit of water, and then our 3 major arcana. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it seems like we've been approaching something from this kind of compassionate and empathic, emotional kind of way, approaching something in this very feeling-driven way. And I feel like we're transitioning over to, okay, now you know what? I need strategy. I need to figure out what exactly I'm doing here. So we've got air, and air, earth, and earth. So having those numbers corresponding, 3 and 3, reinforce what I said about the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles, right? That we're thinking something, we're making a decision kind of mentally, we're figuring something out, and then we're implementing that new behavior. And now it's kind of like this is extrapolated now. We have 3 swords cards and 3 earth cards. So I feel that's a reinforcement of this idea that we need the mental clarity, that's something that we recognize in our minds, something hasn't been working, and we need to switch it. We need to try something differently, okay? And that's what we see with our 9 of Swords up there. That's why this is raining down on you right now, because the methods of the Hanged Man, that hasn't been working. Maybe giving in to what the other person wanted, going with the flow, letting them do whatever they want, letting them have their way, and just sort of sacrificing ourselves, putting ourselves second place or last, deprioritizing our own needs, and letting things happen that way. I feel like maybe that was working for a time, but it's not working anymore. Now we feel that 9 of Swords. Okay, 9 of Swords are coming down. I better do something. I got to get out of here. Okay. And so let's talk about the Knight of Cups in the background position. This was your original approach to something. And it may be that we came into this situation, whatever kind of relationship we're talking about. We came into this situation really just trying to be compassionate, trying to express our emotions, trying to really connect, trying to just be led by our heart, believing the best in other people, and really feeling that love and feeling that connection. I think it has led us into our Hanged Man energy, right? It has led us here to the point where we are a kind of a passenger, right? And it feels that we have gotten ourselves into a situation where we are, as I think our original strategy was just to let the situation develop, let it flow, let the other person do what they're going to do, let things develop, not really assert ourselves, just sort of be amicable, be friendly, be just sort of driven by our emotions and wanting to connect in that way. Okay. But then we get that 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is a card of despair. It is a card of saying, I can't do this anymore, right? No matter how much you love this situation, no matter how much you love the person, if whatever kind of relationship this is, the 9 of Swords is saying something is not working, and if I stay here, these swords are coming down. It's like in the Jing where we have this one hexagram where the roof is caving in. Well, what are you going to do? Just stand there and let it happen? No, you're going to move your body out of there, you know? But the Hanged Man is kind of saying, well, if the roof caves in, the roof caves in. If things, I'm going down with the ship sort of energy, okay? But then we have the Magician energy and these other Swords cards are saying, wait a minute, I don't want to go down with the ship. Wait a minute, I'm not going to sacrifice my own needs, desires, my own future, my own happiness, etc. for the sake of this other person or this company or whatever's going on, right? So there is a point, and I don't know your situation. Maybe this is really about you taking care of a loved one, okay? Because it all started with love. It all started with this desire to heal, desire to connect, a desire to love, and it was an expression of love at the beginning, right? So maybe this is you caring for a loved one who was ill, and I think we're reaching that point where the situation's untenable, okay? Not only with what it's doing to you and what you are giving up and offering and offering and offering, what you are sacrificing and the way that you are suffering to do this, but I think that it's now kind of beyond your capacity to help. It's like you're caring for a loved one, but now they need a professional, right? So it's almost as if, and I got to say, with the Magician card, sometimes this is the card of like, the professional. This is it's Mercury Hermes, right? The Lord of medicine, the Lord of science, and it's almost like we're realizing that this situation needs more, is demanding more than what you've been currently offering it. Like again, the old methods have stopped working. So it's okay. And if this is a loved one, maybe this is where now we've got to talk about getting some professional help. Okay, that makes sense? So I feel like your strategy, your approach is changing, right? It's not just a matter of, if I just give enough, if I sacrifice enough, things are going to be okay. That's not working anymore. Okay, so you're sensing this Nine of Swords being very close to you. And it may be a lot of different feelings are in there. Okay, a lot of different knives, you know, and they all sort of hit differently. I think one is this idea that you've been sacrificing so much and it hasn't been benefiting you. It hasn't been benefiting. It's no longer benefiting anybody. I don't want to say it's not just you. Right? You're not taking care of your loved one because you're trying to get something out of it. No. It's all of everything that you've been offering and giving up and sacrificing. All of your suffering has not produced anything of any value anymore. It's kind of like we need a different approach. Okay. And I think that's one of the Nine of Swords, is just that realization that, yeah, this isn't working anymore. You know, I think now the suffering has just become too much to bear. That what you have sacrificed and what you are giving up, right, is now it's kind of like it's costing you too much. Okay, and so there's that sort of dagger too. There's that just kind of a knife in our heart, you know. And then the other side, if it is a loved one that we're taking care of, this is that painful realization that I'm not capable of taking care of them anymore. That I like, and it's not because like mentally or emotionally you don't have it in you. No, it's just because they've progressed in their illness or something, and it's beyond your level of expertise, right? So with the Magician energy, this is now a different approach. This is coming up with a new strategy. This is, I think, communicating your needs, communicating, being able to articulate where you're at with all of this. And I don't know that this is a family thing. I'm kind of leaning toward this being more professional or business or legal or contractual or something like that. Something a little bit more business-like. Okay. And this is the realization that I've got to start, you know, I've got to, maybe this is like, now I realize I need a prenuptial agreement, right? Maybe this is kind of saying, you know what, I got to start being smart about this. It's not just, I can't just be in love and let love sort of take care of everything. I got to also, not instead really, it doesn't have to be directly a switch over to just being kind of strictly business, you know. But that's the way it's presented, you know, because the water energy that we have is back here, and this was the loving approach to things, and now it's just like, okay, I need to approach something in a more business-like manner. It's almost as if we're just trusting, we love this job so much, we're just trusting the whole process, trusting the company or the employer, and it just feels so good, but then we realize, oh, okay, that's not, you know, it's almost like we feel like they're our best friend. And then the Magician comes in and says, okay, yeah, it's wonderful to feel that way. But let's also be smart about it and realize that this is business. You know, it's kind of like it's personal on the one side, it's business on the other side. Okay? And maybe the idea here is that we can sort of have it both ways. Even if we're dealing with a family member, right, where it is personal. Maybe we need to be a little bit more business-like about it. Maybe this is a business thing. But we're feeling a little bit too personal about it. We're feeling too much like it's family. And we need to be a little bit more business, right? So I feel that's kind of the addition that we need to the circumstances right now, is this business-mindedness. Okay, and I don't know what your exact situation is anyway. But the Magician is the one that can adapt and transform itself. It's kind of like, okay, I need to be a little bit more business-like. All right, that's it. I'm going to go in tomorrow. I'm going to be more business, you know. I'm going to approach things in a completely different way. And so we see this black and white juxtaposition. We feel this exact 180 that you're going from emotional, intuitive, family kind of culture thing to, nope, I'm strictly business. This is all going to be by the book. I'm not going to follow my heart, follow my gut, go with the flow anymore. Nope, it's going to be precise, right? And that's what we see here, black and white. We're going from one extreme to the other. But maybe the Libra energy is onto something here. That needs to be a balance. That we can feel that this is our family, but we got to be mindful that it is still a business, and we need to approach it like a business. Maybe you're the business owner. Maybe you've been treating everybody in your business, all your employees, you've been treating them like family, letting them have kind of free run of the place. Okay? Which is good. That's a very warm and loving culture. But you got to also be the business mind, okay? So apply this to your scenario. Apply this to what's going on in your life right now. Yeah. The future position is the Two of Swords. A decision needs to be made. We want to kind of figure out some changes. We want to come up with a plan, and we want to be able to sleep good at night. This is the card of peace. We don't want the discord we don't want to be haunted by the Nine of Swords every night. Nine of Swords, we're not sleeping at night. Two of Swords, sleeping like a baby. So this is the black and white that we want. This is the transition that we want, the complete 180. From being up every night worrying about this and to then just being, I can rest, I can relax, I can finally sleep. Okay? Whatever it takes to get to this point. And it's not like you're giving up on anything. It's not like you're quitting. It's not like you're saying, I just emotionally can't handle it anymore. But that's part of it. Okay? The way things have been going, let's say you are caring for that family member. You stay up all night worrying about this person. The Two of Swords would say, I've gotten some other help in. I've talked to some other family members. We've come up with a plan. Things are going to be a little bit different, and now I can sleep at night. Okay? So if you're feeling overwhelmed by this situation, we have to speak up. We have to formulate a different plan. We have to implement some changes so that you can sleep at night and take care of yourself too. It does not mean you're giving up. It does not mean you're quitting. It does not mean that you can't handle it. What it means is that you've been sacrificing enough, giving of yourself so much that you got to restore a little bit of it. Okay, so using this idea of are we sleeping at night, so worried about the situation that we are not sleeping, we've got to implement some changes so that you can sleep at night. Now, the Six of Pentacles underneath everything, this is sort of the harmony, this is the beauty that we want, this is the success that we're after. And you're somebody that you're in this because you care about it, you're in it because you know that this really, through your contribution, you're going to be part of the success, that you're bringing something very valuable to the table. Well, what if we admit that we're overwhelmed? Maybe this is a situation where you kind of feel overworked. Maybe this is you in your office, and every time the boss comes by and says, hey, I got some more work, can you handle it? And you say, oh yeah, come on, go with the flow, right? We're in that hanged man energy. Yeah, just whatever you got, bring it in. Oh, I can handle it. And pretty soon your desk is piled up with work, and we're starting to realize, I don't know that I can do this. It's too much now. You have to be able to go to your boss and say, hey, I'm overwhelmed. There's too much. I need more help. I need other people. You got to take some of this paperwork back, right? Because we're trying to be an effective contributor. We're trying to be a part of the team. We're trying to be useful here and productive. But if you're overwhelmed with all of this responsibility or all of this work or all of this stress, you're not going to be very productive, are you? Right. So the Nine of Swords does not a Six of Pentacles make. Okay. What we need is that Two of Swords plus this Four of Pentacles. A 2 and a 4 does make a 6, right? Does make a 6. So we're going to talk about the path of the serpent, and as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost anything. Your general energy now, Four of Pentacles, focusing on self-care, focusing on stabilizing, right? This is a card of safety, security, stability. This is the card of kind of getting into a good routine and a nice sort of daily habit going on. A lot different than that Nine of Swords with the Hanged Man and all that stuff. This is now something that is routine. It's sort of predictable. It's not just going with the flow. It's not just allowing everything to come in and take what it needs from you. It's about boundaries, right? It's about giving ourselves limitations that say, okay, you know what? I'm going to take care of my family member because I love them, but I can't do it 24/7. Maybe I'm going to come in, I'm going to do 4, 6, 8 hours, 12 hours, but then someone else is going to come in and we're going to do it in shifts, right? We're giving ourselves a limit. Otherwise, if you don't set boundaries for yourself and other people, you're going to be right there in that hanged man position again. Voluntarily sacrificing, giving. There's always room on my desk for more work, more paperwork. Just pile it on, you know. So we have to set a boundary. It says, okay, you know what? I'm going to do 8, 10, 12 hours, and that's it. Someone else needs to come in and do it for the sake of everybody involved, right? Because you're no good to anybody if you're in that Nine of Swords energy. So the Four of Pentacles is the routine, a good system being set up, good habits, a good flow, boundaries. It is about self-care. It is about fortification. It is about having a wall up that says, nope, you know what? When I'm on break, I'm on break. When I'm on lunch, I'm not doing work stuff. I'm on lunch. You know, that sort of thing. When I go home, I'm home. Okay? And so we're kind of standing up for ourselves in that way with this. And in the environment, of course, you know, back to that Libra energy, the adjustment card. You know, this is a balance. Okay, this is some adjustments that need to be made so that things are a little bit more fair. When we're in the Hanged Man energy, even though we may be volunteering for it and saying, yeah, go ahead, pile up the paperwork on my desk, I don't care. Yeah, I'll stay here 24/7, 365, it's fine. Even though we have sort of volunteered for this, doesn't mean that it is fair, doesn't mean that it's right. Okay, so we're making decisions now that sort of restore a little bit of balance. We can sleep at night, we can heal, we can rest, we can restore ourselves, and we can continue to be productive. And it's a little bit more fair to you and honestly to everyone else involved. Okay? Now, you're not somebody that likes confrontation. You're not somebody that that really, you know, wants to make a big fuss about things unless you have to. And I think right now you kind of have to. I'm hoping we get some fire energy in this mystery card here. But the Five of Swords is kind of telling me that, you know, you don't really want the argument. That you know that if you speak up for yourself, if you try to advocate for a little bit more balance or a little bit more fairness in this situation, that maybe it's going to be an argument. Maybe this is you rocking the boat. You know, maybe this is you making a fuss over yourself. Maybe you're voicing your opinion here. Okay? And it may feel, in some ways, futile to do so. It may feel like I already know what they're going to say. If I tell my boss, I already know the answer. You know? And so these are some of the questions that we are going through. Is it worth it? What's going to happen if I speak up? Is anybody going to listen? Is anything going to change? Okay? Is anybody going to, you know, and in a way, this is not really necessary for anybody else to do anything. We can't control what other people do. We can only control what we do. Yeah. And I think what we're doing is we're making some changes, whether people like it or not. Again, the Two of Swords is a decision, and the Two of Pentacles is the implementation of that decision. Now, you've been thinking about this. It's time to do it. It's time to act. Let's look at our mystery card. What did I say I want it to be? Well, it could be a 6 of something. But I want it to be some fire energy. I would love to see the Emperor, right? I would love to see even a 5 of Wands. I kind of think it's going to be that 2. The 2 of Wands, right? Control. Let's see what we have. The Ace of Cups. Interesting. Back to the original sort of impulse of why we're doing this. Why are you here? Why did you put yourself in this situation? Because there's love there, or there's a sense of purpose, or there's a sense of loyalty, of dedication, right? This is something that should be a beautiful, healing thing. Yes, challenging. Yes, there's a lot of work. If you're caring for a family member, that's very challenging. If you're at work, if this is your own business, yeah, there's a lot of work there. It's challenging, definitely, right? But there's a purpose behind it all. There's a reason why you're there. Something about this speaks to you deep in your soul. And if we can reconnect with that, then we realize maybe that we deserve to, at least to be treated a little bit more fairly. We're not looking to tip the scales all the way over in our favor, but we just want a little bit more balance. Because look, you're doing this because you care, and you keep saying yes, 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 yes to everything because you care, because you love it, because that's the kind of soul that you are. And this makes it even more crucial that we sort of restore a little bit of the equilibrium in this situation. Okay. I like this card. I think this is good. We're going to do an I Ching reading. We're going to do some oracle cards. In the extended reading, if you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Gemini Monday and Friday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.